Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, so I am still um, on travel and in my makeshift studio with a lovely background. Um, but anyway, today journaling prompt is all about experimenting with different, excuse me, experimenting with different art techniques. And so, good morning, Christina. Um, And one thing that some of you may or may not know is I picked up quilting and I've been experimenting with jelly printing and fabrics. And so, why I'm sharing that is because experimentation um, with different art techniques sometimes sparks um, a different sense of exploration for yourself, and that creativity sparks other creativity, and how that all intertwines with mindfulness and stress relief is that it really allows you to be who you are and experiment with the different tools and techniques. Gives you a little bit more freedom than, say, some of our everyday life stresses. So I personally find the experimentation more, it can be frustrating at times. However, because it's not perfect, right? And that's part of finding what makes us happy is accepting those imperfections as well as striving for perfections. It's like a conundrum, if you will, um, because you want to be happy with what you created, right? So, anyway, experimentation with different art mediums and techniques, whether it's painting or mixed media or jump journaling and jelly printing and taking all those tools and creating something new, it just really allows your brain to explore different avenues of learning. And to for those who like to learn, um, or there is a term for it. I just can't think of it right now. But a person who likes to constantly learn new things, and I'm one of those people. Um, likes to really, um, it just really relaxes the brain if that helps. So I'm just going to do a real. I hope y'all heard that. Christina, can you give me a mic check and make sure you can hear me okay? So I think you can, but I'm not sure. So anyway, we're going to get started. And if you can hear me, okay, great. Thank you, Christina. I was getting a little worried. So I'm just not in my studio, so therefore I don't know if everything's working or not. For those of you watching on a replay, please forgive me. All right, so let me move this out of the way. All right. So if you've seen my jelly printing videos on how to organize your gel prints, I think you both would know that I would probably find these the Bad News Bear prints, right? The reason why I call them Bad News Bear prints is this particular one here. I'm not liking the color choice that I did with the green and the orange and the yellow and the red, right? Even though red and green are complementary colors, I'm just not liking it. It's all chaotic. This one here, the color choices are good. However, um, it's the different textures and patterns. So that's why I would call these the Bad News Bears. And even though they're the Bad News Bears, I also said that these are also the ones that usually make great art out of. So if you're jelly printing for the first time and you're like, I do not like my print, it does not look good. That's okay. Keep that print because you could do things with it. All right. So for this one, we're just going to go ahead and I think I'm going to, I know this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to cut in the middle because the piece I'm looking for is this purple. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut there and see where we go. We might get some of that blue. I think we will. Just looking to see where I can. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, my hands are just not working. Okay, I think we're going to be good. This is a little thicker than copy paper, but I'm just getting it ready to glue down because I think it's going to give me a little bit of a hard time. So that's what it's going to look like. So see how that ugly gel print turned into something a little bit different. So I like the purples and the blues in this with a little bit of orange. So we'll set that one aside. Now for this one, I'm not sure exactly, and I don't think it really matters on this one where it's going to go because it's pretty much all the same. So we're just going to go here. So anyway, like I said, experimentation is definitely, excuse me, sorry about that, Christina. Um, is definitely the key in relaxing the brain and my mind. And these are obviously all my personal opinions and how it affects me, and hopefully that me sharing how my brain works might spark something in your interest and deep reflection of how maybe you or sparks an idea of how something works for you. So that's all. That's the only reason why I'm sharing, some of these journaling prompts and in my in my thought process behind how to answer them. Because and I got to do this today. Over in the community, this is where we're sharing our art, and we are. Uh, People have questions about jelly printing or different things that they're experimenting with. I just hope. I just think I'm going to get an air bubble, so I'm just going to add more. I'm just going to add glue to here just in case. Oh no, I'm going to be good now. You could tell by that I wasn't going to. All right, we're good on there. So anyway, I hope that it really helps. And, that's what our community is about, is helping each other through art experimentation, mindfulness, and just coming together. So without having all those advertisements that other platforms have, this one doesn't have any advertisements. It's just a place to be and reflect and be with each other and to learn. So if you're interested, next Saturday, the 29th, um, I will have a live Q&A call where you can ask all your questions. And then that evening, Kara Brandon, oh, that looks awesome. So that's how that one turned out, right? So Kara Brandon Creations and I have our monthly. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out this whole video thing. Okay, monthly craft showdown with Corey Dahman, who is another um, YouTuber, and what we do on that craft showdown is it's just friendly competition. Okay, trust me, these are not masterpieces, but it's kind of like a mix between a couple of shows you've seen on TV. Not going to say their names, but it's meant to not get the project done in the amount of time we try. Don't get me wrong, we really try, but it's meant to kind of time kind of sabotages us and try to come up with something creative, and whatever is drawn we have to do, and it's just fun seeing what comes up. And trust me, we have a lot of fun over there. So if you're not able to join the community, or you're still thinking about that, um, and join me on the Q&A calls, at least you can join us live for the craft showdown. Um, and we definitely have audience participation on that craft showdown. We often ask the audience for things, of what they would like to see. So we just we really like it. We've been doing it. Wow, it's almost like been a year and a half now. So we just keep having it. It's only once a month. We are also looking to do a craft lowdown where we interview the artists that we bring on as our guests. So, but those are just videos that we do when our schedule allows it. Really, just cut some of that off. So that's feeling pretty good. Okay. We have a crease there, but here's what it is. Anyway, I'm sure most everyone, not everyone, but most everyone, has different types of art supplies. And getting those out this weekend or this week or whenever you have time and experimenting with them will, see how sit down and see how your brain relaxes, or does it make you tense up because you're trying something new. Really think about that. So here are the two, and so see how different they turned out. They were bad news bears. Now, what I would say on something that is this crazy of a background is, if you want to go with more solid colors. Still trying to figure out this camera angle. Um, I would go with more solid colors on top. And so, a couple of things I was thinking about, and I'm still going to keep trying, is looking at some of my jelly prints and just looking at some straight pieces here. Like I kind of like how the contrast of that goes. What does this look like? Hmm. I do like the purple over here. I like that. I like that blue. There's a couple other pieces I had with me. Um, I'm just looking for some solids. I thought I had some, but maybe I don't. The the solid against the variation of the background is definitely another contrast besides the color. Um, and let me see if I remember this one that I had. Nope, but this one that might not be bad. Cut off the white. I know I had one. I had two pieces that I was messing around with yesterday. Here they are. So we have that. And then I had this one, but see the variation of the background is not, no. Let's go with that. And I think I'm gonna go with this one too. For me, everything's sticking to me. Okay. All right. So, um, I I would be totally interested in hearing from you. Drop in the comments below. If you're catching some replay or Christina joining me, um, let me know what art experimentation are y'all gonna try. It again, not knowing how it turns out can be a little scary, but nobody's there, nobody's watching you, right? so, so just go try it out, and who cares if it doesn't work out? It's only paper, right? Or it's only a canvas. You can repaint over it, or it's only a piece of fabric. You can get another piece. What art experiments are you going to try? I am definitely curious on that. If you don't like it, if it doesn't turn out, who cares? You know, what at least you tried. And that's something I've always said. It's an automatic no if you don't try. So go try and see how it turns out. If you don't like it, okay, don't do it again. That goes back to what we talked about the other day on facing our fears, right? You got me intrigued. I want to try gel printing on fabric. Yes. So love it. I need to do some more videos on that. There's definitely some trial and error that I've learned along the way with doing that and being able to, especially if you're using it in quilting, there's definitely some trial and error with that. So, really I like the feel of the fabric and the jelly printing, and and um, I do like my Winsor Newton paints on it. But if you're really looking for a more washable type of jelly print on fabric, definitely you're going to need some fabric paints. However, the ones that I really like are the iSync. Let me see if I can drop that in the chat real quick because it might not make sense of what I'm saying. IZINK. And I just don't know if you can get those anymore or not, but those are the ones that I really like. I have a few other ones I'm going to experiment and see how they wash, but if you're not, oh, sure, you just stuck your finger in the whole thing. But if you're not going to wash them and you're going to use them in junk journaling or whatever, then I would just use acrylic paint. I'm partial to Winsor Newton, but any acrylic paint would work. So, okay. So we have those two pieces. And I was going to experiment with some bigger bigger circles. I just really like how you have circles on circles. So I think I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to go with the white texture paste so that way when I get back to the house, I didn't bring my crayons. When I get back to the house, I can mix up some colors. I'm trying to figure out if I want more of a overlapping, or maybe, or do I want them above? I'm thinking probably just slightly overlap. Do I want them centered or not centered? I think that's where it's going to go. Sorry, I'm just concentrating on these circles. All right, let's see how this turns out. Oh, that turned out pretty cool. Love it. Okay, so we'll let that dry for a moment. And then, let's see here. On this one, I was thinking, do you want meandering kind of? Oh, no, if I want that. I'm still looking through the stencils, so 1 second. I have a lot of organic shapes, and I was looking for something more structured. So let's see here. I know I have some. Let's go through. Let's to the side for a minute. The lid back on this. And for this one, I think I'm going to go with the same square theme. I'm liking that the square theme. So let's see. I think the blue. I know I have a yellow. I think I'll probably go yellow. Oh, there's a bubble there. Okay, we'll get that down. Yep. I'm just liking the square with the randomness of the background and more of a square. And there is like it's driving me a little bit. That's there. Get underneath there. And get back down there. This reminds me of minimalist, paintings where you have just like a square within a square. Some of the artists' names have this minimalist type. I have to look them up. But, and maybe I'll find what I'm looking for. The artist that I'm thinking of is a famous artist that just has something simple like a square within a square, and they call that art. And that maybe it is. And um, you know, no judgment there. Some people would say that is not art, but I think the whole thought process behind that type of art, minimalist art, is to show the difference in the balance of the squares or the colors within the squares. And the composition is where I think that art may lie, right? So, um, wow, just that is not speaking to me right now. It's giving me a little bit of a hard time. It doesn't want to play nice today. So, still working through it. There's this weird little shape here. Where is, oh, this won't work. Hold on, I'm just trying to get it out. I miss my little trays, so I might have to pack a tray or two. I didn't think about that. I'm liking this. Okay, maybe kind of divides it. If I do it all the way at the top, it divides it in half, and I don't necessarily want to divide this in half. Maybe I will just do that. Okay. I just felt like it needed something else on here. And then, of course, we have to do our typical signature dots, right? Because I have tons of these and need to use them. What if we, what happens if we put like in there? And I'm using the red. Like, oh no, not liking it. Oh, is it stuck? No, I do like that. Even though it's a little cliche, I think, but maybe right there. Okay. And then not, I like how the negative space here is really balancing this square out, but I feel like something else needs to happen. So maybe it will speak to me tomorrow. It's just not going to speak to me today. Okay. Mr. Red. Nope. Okay. All right. So this is where we are on these two. As soon as I figure out my camera placement. And I really like how this one is working. I'm just waiting for those two things, this to dry before I do something else. And then on this one, well, we're going to go back to it tomorrow. There needs to, while it's balanced compositionally, just feel like something needs to happen. So would that make it unbalanced if I'm still picking at it? Maybe. Maybe it's still unbalanced in my mind. Maybe I can do some triangles or something. I don't know. Anyway, we'll sleep on this one. We'll come back to it. So those are the two. So with that, um, I just want to say, go out and try something new today. Experiment with different art techniques. See how they turn out. They may not turn out. You may not like it. But you know what? How do you feel after you try that experimentation? Are you frustrated, or is your mind more relaxed? Are you finding more of a sense of calmness, right? Or is it excitement? Oh, you like that. You're going to try again. Or what if? A lot of people ask those questions of what if this happens and what if that happens? And I think there are those artists out there who would say, go try it and see what happens. Instead of asking the question, what if? I think what if it keeps you from trying it out. So go try it and see what happens. Join us at the community. I want to see what you try today in experimenting. Take a snapshot of your art, post it into the community so that we could see what you did. With that, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for ratcheting up your art. Have a great day.